Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raids. Squeezing it in right before it's Christmas Eve morning. We're about to leave. I said I'll squeeze in a quick guide video on Hilvy and Tormin, how to build both of them with and without each other. It doesn't change for Hilvy, but does for Tormin, I think, anyway. Yeah, some quick thoughts on them. We have infographics for both on the website. They should be on the champion pages. I haven't had time to write a spotlight for them, like actually breaking it down in depth, so it'll just be this video for now. But yeah, I figured, people are probably pulling Hilvy already and will be pulling her for champion chase while I'll be away for Christmas, so let's just have the guide out there. She's fun because I think she does use the new set. Hilvy, in short, I think broadly speaking, apart from Mercurial, really, you're gonna want to build her, I think, like Arman's or Fabian. So she comes in with buff removal, AoE freeze, and yeah, then she also brings in the revive. But this is sort of her opening move half the time. Certainly on auto, I think that's what you're probably going to be opening with. I think supersonic cut in is the typical way you're going to do it. So again, pretty much I've given her Arman's gear, or Fabian's gear would be a great example. You're going to build them like that, but with more of a leaning towards HP. So yeah, that's basically what we're looking for. So if we come back to where is it over here? Yeah, generally either going for supersonic, or you could also try pinpoint. I do lean more towards supersonic myself. You could do 4 supersonic with 4 pinpoint. You could mix it up with stone skin. You could go pure speed gear if you want. I don't love her as pure speed. I do prefer her as the supersonic cut-in build as I run not for Tormund, for Fabian and Armans. The reason is simple enough. Let's say my Arbiter doesn't have good gear, but Arbiter, if she had good gear on, what does she need? She just needs speed. What does Hilvy need? What do Fabian need? What does Armans need? Well, they also need a lot of accuracy. So someone who's going pure speed versus someone who's going for accuracy as well, pure speed wins all the time. So I prefer her with the cut-in build. Let them buff up, then and let them outrun some of their stone skins. Then I come in, cut in against their buffs, and I remove them and I start crowd controlling them. And we're in a much better spot. So that's how I lean with this one. I think Mercurial is really, really, really good on her as well. Probably actually going to be the best, but you probably won't have enough right now. Mercurial, you're not getting any accuracy from this, which is rough, but you're getting a good bit of speed and also this total guard that will protect you from crowd control, protects you from polymorph, also protects her from damage, which is really big. So it'll help her to stay alive, because that will be a little bit tricky with her compared to other revivers, because you are going to be leaning heavily on accuracy so that she can land her debuffs. So yeah, basically HP percent on the gloves is the best. You could run defense percent's okay. You could do anything, I suppose. Accuracy would be the best for the chest piece, but HP percent is good as well. You could run anything if you're stuck. Speed is the best for the boots by a good margin. HP percent is okay as well as a backup, and then I probably wouldn't use any other boots. 99% of the time I'm going with speed boots. HP is better than defense for the necklace and the ring, but you could go for either one. And this is the same for the Sentience as well, by the way. And accuracy would be the best for the banner. HP is okay for more survivability, but the best stats, enough accuracy to do your job, loads of speed, then HP percent to survive, bit of defense percent, okay. Possibly with Giga Gear, we might look at like a high resist Hilvy in the future, but I think that's not something you're going for in the future. Not going for right now. Certainly if you don't have a soul for her, you're not going high resist. You kind of need 5-star soul minimum to build resistance these days. It's just, and I think, nah, I wouldn't be too keen on it. Maybe in the future, but for now, no. Right, going in along that for the relics, I think fairly straightforward. Chrono Cube's interesting. She's one of the few characters who can use Chrono Cube. Not too many. If you have it, that would be really cool. So what this does, it gives you a chance for 2 turns in a row, which is really fun. So you could come in, remove their buffs and freeze them, and then turn meter boost your team with increased speed and block damage. Pretty great. So that would be sort of ideal. Or you could boost up your team and then try to remove buffs if you're worried about Polymorph or Wand of Submission, freezing her and interrupting her turns. But yeah, this is really good. One of the few characters you can use it. If you've got it, you can consider it. Also, it's very good on Armans as well. Queen of Hearts, a few different characters. Most of the time, you're going to be running Wand of Submission. Definitely for PvP. Again, Chrono Cube is very good for PvP. Both of these for PvP. You're generally going to build it for PvP, I would think. I'll explain how to tweak her a bit for PvE if you want as well. Well, I will. But yeah, Wand of Submission, chance to reflect, crowd control back, in particular, chance to reflect sheep back is really good. If anyone is running polymorph, it protects her from it because she is placing quite a few debuffs. And yeah, it also just protects her from crowd control, helps her stay alive to do her actual moves. Or yeah, Wand, no surprise there, really. Other than that, I think Perch Shadow is for PvE ideal. Now, it is from Faction Wars Hard, but extra turns with the default skill. You can't reduce her skill cooldown, so cycling through those extra turns is really, really powerful. So that is brilliant. And then I think a nice budget option is simply the Molten Death Bell. So whenever you apply freeze, you gain turn meter once per turn. It's not too bad. You could also just simply go for a Hoarder's Cauldron for some accuracy. Anything like that. And there's other options as well that you could mix in, which could be kind of fun. But they would be, I think, the main ones. Not the only ones, but they would be the main ones. Right after that, for the blessings, what I've gone for, I think the best ones, Lightning Cage, Temporal Chains, Intimidating Presence, those three. Lightning Cage is good value if you are going Stone Skin. So for a Stone Skin build, Lightning Cage is phenomenal. This will protect her Stone Skin buff. This can protect her block damage buff. Those are two of the most powerful buffs in the game to protect. So Lightning Cage, very, very strong. For more of a supersonic cut-in build, Temporal Chains is really good. You decrease enemy speed for active buffs. You can even push their turn meter back. That's really going to help with the cut-in, push their stuff back and strip their buffs sort of playstyle. That's probably what I lean towards the most, but I've put Lightning Cages as number one because I think that's what more people might go for. Intimidating Presence is an option, more so for Siege, but she, makes your aura better. It's fine. You can go for it. I think her aura is only 19%. It's not particularly strong for normal arenas, but for Siege, it's pretty darn good. So it's definitely an option to consider as well. Though, like I said, I don't think she's a pure speed go first type champ. I think she is the more Armand's Fabian. Like, I'm pretty darn fast, but I'm going to be beaten by a speed booster. So I don't know. I prefer the Temporal Chains, Lightning Cage, but this Intimidating Presence is an option as well. These are the masteries I've got on her. I've gone for accuracy. You could go for timely intervention. I think accuracy is a little bit better. I quite like this one, Harvest Despair. She can put out leeches as well. But yeah, that's Hilvy. She is simple enough, to be honest. This is on the test server because I don't have her on the live account. Let's jump to the live account and let's look at Tormund, who's a little bit different. Oh, I guess final point, would I change anything for PvE main focus? Well, Wand and Chrono Cube, not so important there. Pert Shadow would be really good. PvE in general, you're going for more budget relics. Again, for PvE, Lightning Cage, not so important, but Temporal Chains is still really nice. You could even give her stuff for healing. Give her emergency heal or something, could work pretty well. You could give her a golden elixir, give her some relics to help her stay alive. You could try those sorts of things. You could go for a regen set instead of Stone Skin. Regen, really nice. And yeah, obviously Pinpoint Supersonic, nowhere near as important. So this is, you're looking at regen, immortal, bolster, maybe shield set, all sorts of things just to help her stay alive and do her job, because it's much easier to actually land the debuffs and cut in and stuff in PvE. Let's look at Tormund next. And yeah, I'll be right back with that. All right, game is loading up. Tormund's very interesting, in my opinion. We have him only rated 3.5 stars on the website right now. That should probably go up considering Hilvy is back in. He's a really interesting mix of a damage dealer and crowd control, and I have a pretty strong preference for how to build him when Hilvy is there, which is interesting. But yeah, he's a very interesting and particularly for his masteries, you can go kind of very different, actually. Okay, first up, let's actually look at a non-Hilvy Tormund, which is what I sort of have here. This would be a Tormund who's really focused on crowd control, actually. So running 4-piece stun with 4-piece stone skin, polymorph blessing as well. Wand of Submission would still be ideal. I've actually put this on him in advance in preparation for Hilvy. And then this is the key thing, the Fearsome Presence Mastery, which increases your chance of landing stun, freeze, and sheep. So it's combining all those things. Don't run him into people with polymorph. I mean, this Tormund really fell off pretty hard, to be honest. Why is he unlocked? This Tormund kind of fell off pretty hard because of this relic. Okay, right? The dude, he's pumping out freezes with his passive. He can freeze with his A1. He's polymorphing people. He's stunning people with this set. The big problem is with a wand, 45 to 50% of the time, he's getting frozen or stunned or polymorphed instead. It's a pretty big problem. And wand is the most common PvP relic. So much like all crowd control champions in the game, he kind of fell hard out of the meta because of it, to be honest. But this is like the old Tormund build, and it's still very good for wave control, but the damage is kind of terrible. But you still sort of build him for damage. You're still building him good speed, high accuracy. I only have him 4-star, so he's not quite 500 accuracy, which is what I probably would be aiming for end game. About 200% crit damage would be ideal as well. So yeah, he's not in my best gear or anything because, like I said, he's not too high impact. So this would be the old Tormund, like 4 stun and stone skin. I think the stat priority is still the same. And yeah, looking for that polymorph and that mastery, which really ties it all together, but Wand of Submission messes it up. Now, Tormund with Hilvy, I think it's an entirely different beast. I think, and I've actually already set up a potential build to start off. Sadly, I don't have 9-piece Slayer, and this is a very much a pay-to-win set. But I think with Slayer, it's where he can get really, really cool. So what does Slayer do? Well, Slayer is going to up his AoE damage. So I really like this. My gear for it's not the best, unfortunately, but you're getting crit rate, crit damage, speed, turn meter fill for AoE hit attacks, which is so strong because he's going to be spamming attacks like crazy with Hilvy. It's going to giga charge his turn meter, and then ignoring 30% defense with AoE skills. It's going to be a really, really good boost for his AoE skills. Not quite as much as Merciless, which is more, so it's better, but it has, I think that turn meter boost makes up for it, and he doesn't care so much about the cooldown reduction, but I think the extra turns is really, really nice. 9-piece would be brilliant. 30% more damage on AoEs because he's mostly spamming AoEs. Now, the reason this is so good, Hilvy provides freeze and burn, and she provides burn when Tormund freezes. He does have a big single target attack. It fully ignores defense if the target is frozen and burned. That's the big weakness of Slayer. Slayer does not help your single target damage, so it makes this move suck in theory. But if you are with Hilvy, and they're probably frozen and burned anyway, doesn't matter if you've got no ignore defense on your single target. He fully ignores it anyway. All good. Fantastic. Brilliant. So yeah, there we go. We are happy with that one. 4 lethal, 4 stone skin would be the more standard damage build. It's a bit safer. I prefer Slayer. If you don't have Slayer, 4 lethal, 4 stone skin is really good. You could also try 6-piece Merciless, would be fine as well. Due to his passive, and also just the inherent protection that Hilvy is bringing for Tormund, but he's got the self-revive. She can revive as well. She can give block damage. I don't think it's quite as important for him as other damage dealers to run in Stone Skin. You can totally go for a damage set like Slayer, and you'll be okay. But this is an option for sure. So yeah, there we go. For the gear pieces, crit damage better than crit rate, defense better than accuracy on the chest, defense percent, speed and defense percent sort of equal on the boots. I'm actually not 100% sure about this. Have to test it a bit. It's going to depend how much turn meter. He gains quite a lot of turn meter from Hilvy, and because she's calling in his attacks quite a lot, I'm not sure which one's going to be better, speed or defense percent. Either take loads of turns or just have all those bonus attacks he's getting hit much harder. Defense percent might be the play, to be honest. I'll put them as equal for now. Defense on the ring, crit damage on the neck, and then accuracy I think is a bit better than defense on the banner because you do want some accuracy. And yeah, that's sort of how he's looking. For the relics, Stormcaller is the interesting one. If you have it, I don't have go away. I don't have it, but it is interesting, right? Stormcaller, very cool, gives him damage, but also Stormcall buffs on himself when he lands a critical hits. And like he is one of the most attackingest champions in the game with Hilvy there. Whenever anyone takes a turn with burn and freeze, he does an A1. Whenever she does her A1, he probably does an A1 as well, half the time, I think. Whenever she does her A2, he's doing his A3 for free. He's firing off loads of AoE attacks. He's going to stack the Stormcall buff so quickly, and he's going to start pumping out a bunch of stuns as well, making them even more of a crowd control menace. Again, this is incredibly strong. Once again, it's something else where if they've got a Wand of Submission 50% of the time, you get stunned instead. Fun. So, yeah, Wand of Submission is shockingly what most people are going to be running on him. Chance to reflect crowd control back. The big one is Sheep, because he's putting out so many debuffs. Again, he's really gets screwed by polymorph, but surprise, actually half the time they're screwed by polymorph, not you. Big win. So yeah, Wand of Submission would be the typical one, but he's pretty darn nice with Stormcaller, to be honest. I think Orbit Transfixion is an interesting budget sort of option as well for some buff removal. If you're looking for budget damage, it'd be probably the Gilded Dragonstone. I'm not quite as keen on this. It sort of has a problem for him where he gets more defense when he takes damage, up to 20%. So it's like 20% more damage when it's fully stacked. Great. I think the issue here is that you've got so much crowd control with Tormund and Hilvy that this will basically never stack. So yeah, that's not quite so good. I do like Orbit Transfixion, steal a random buff when attacking. Kind of cool. He's doing so many attacks. So I actually prefer this generally as the budget option. Works with and without Hilvy. And then I do really like the Molten Death Bell. So he's going to get Turn Meter when he applies a freeze. Gives him loads of accuracy. I think that's probably his best budget relic. You could also throw on some damage stuff like a Rethi Coronet, though it has attack main stat. Malefic Talon is good. The new Steel-Eye Cutter is good, but it has attack, so Malefic would be slightly better. Order's Cauldron is good as well. Actually, that would probably be even better than the Molten Death Bell. They're kind of a toss-up. But yeah, anything like that, whatever you've got, they're totally fine. You could try Pert Shadow as well, just for spamming crowd control is not so bad. But sometimes yeah, I think that's fine too. Lots of relic options. If you're using for PvP, most of the time it's just Wand, but Stormcaller is really cool. Orbit Transfixion is a cool PvE option for removing buffs as well. For his blessings, we're looking for Lightning Cage, Nature's Wrath, or we talked about Polymorph. Not a big fan of Polymorph these days. Wand of Submission screws it. But yeah, so I think Lightning Cage is generally the go-to. Definitely if you're in Stone Skin. Again, you're going to have Stone Skin. You're going to have the block damage from Hilvy. It's really nice. So you'd be going for the Lightning Cage. It's really, really strong. For damage, Nature's Wrath is pretty good, right? Tormund's placing lots of debuffs. He's doing more damage for each debuff. It's pretty great. So this is a really nice damage blessing, to be honest. As I said, Polymorph is an option for sure. At 6-star for PvE content, Crushing Rend will give you by far the most damage. So that's really, really strong for PvE. Only at 6-star, though. You could try Temporal Chains, would work as well. It's fine. Lots of different options. You could even, he wouldn't be terrible in, I'm clicking all the wrong ones. Soul Reap's okay as well. I also think Life Harvest is always decent. You can't go too far wrong with Life Harvest. Punish their revives a little bit. Plenty of options, plenty of good choices. So yeah, there you are. That's what we're looking at for him over there. And I think that's just about it. So yeah, Tormund. I think Tormund, you build him very differently. I think you build him as a CC machine without Hilvy. To touch on the masteries, I do wonder with her, I am more leaning towards Helm Smasher. Yeah, more leaning towards Helm Smasher. I do think, by the way, Opportunist is very important. 12% more damage against targets who are frozen. Definitely get that. But I'm leaning kind of towards Helm Smasher. Basically, doing the same defense tree, but taking away Deterrence and taking away Fearsome Presence and going for Helm Smasher and Methodical instead. That would be, I think, the big mastery change with Hilvy in there. Because he's going to do so many more attacks. I think the damage difference will add up pretty quickly. You can stick, though. You could stick with Fearsome Presence. You could swap Deterrence for Methodical. That's fine. Fearsome Presence will make him much more consistent with the crowd control. But I think Helm Smasher is going to give you quite a big damage boost on the A1 and the A3. Because he doesn't have Ignore Defense there. And yeah, if you start running a damage set, Helm Smasher gets even better. So that's be my inclination, but we'll test it out some more. That's where I'm at the moment with these two characters. So yeah, Tormund leaning towards Slayer, and leaning definitely towards damage sets to combine with Hilvy. Yeah, just going for damage with Hilvy. She enables him to be a good damage dealer. Without Hilvy, definitely more of a crowd control champion with a bit of backup damage, but nothing too crazy. And Hilvy building her for cutting in, removing buffs, and giving her good HP. She's got really, really good base stats, so you can build her pretty well, hopefully, but building her then with some backup survivability to try keep her alive, keep her in the game. Wand of Submission, very important on her. Pretty good for Tormund as well, because any champ pumping out CC can be pretty decent, just to prevent the polymorphs. But Wand, more important on her. You can lean more towards the damage stuff on Tormund, I would think. Yeah, there we go, guys. Let me know how you are going to build them. Hopefully it's helpful. Have a great Christmas, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.